ready to get this started, sis?
Soda.
Kind of soda, just a little bit.
Yes.
Welcome to the Bag Talk session where we get real intimate about the true bag that's within. I am your host, Tara Chantel, and today I have such a special guest with me who knows the ins and out about that spiritual bag hunting.
Period.
You know, she is an entrepreneur who has built the bridges between like-minded people and our spirits and our souls. My girl, Tiffany.
You're just too sweet.
Hey, and you not only put on for the community, but also the culture.
Thank you.
Girl.
I'm trying.
Girl, you doing?
trying, y'all.
You doing it? You doing it for the culture?
Hey, a step at a time, baby. That's all I got to do.
And I appreciate it.
I appreciate you for having me.
Thank you.
It's a little, a little weird, y'all, because I be behind the scenes, so I'm here up close and personal.
Girl, and I want you to, I just sparkled a little bit, but I want you to pour the sauce on their head and just tell us some of your accomplishments this year so far.
Oh, talk about myself? Why not?
We need to hear it.
Okay, so this year I started something called Breakfast with Tiffany. It's a podcast. It's on all streaming apps, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud. Check it out, Breakfast with Tiffany.
Yes.
And it's basically a platform where I bring people together to break the stigmatism of what goes on in the house stays in the house. I have always grown up in a household, especially, in a black household, where whatever we go through stays between us. You don't go outside and talk about it to your friends. You don't go to school and talk about it to your counselors, because we're supposed to handle it. And if we don't handle it, then it'll be handled in the future.
Oh.
But it started to wear and tear on me because I became older. I had my own thoughts. I had my own emotions. I'm an adult now, so whatever my mom is telling me to do, or however my mom or my dad or my grandparents are telling me to feel, it was kind of like, you're telling me this, but now that I'm older, I have my own emotions. Like, you're younger and they say, don't cry, man up. But when you're older, it's like, you say that, but
suck it up.
Right. Like, it's okay. It's different from you getting in trouble when you're younger, you cry it out, start playing with your Bratz dolls, and then you're fine. Now, we're slipping into depressions, we're wanting to commit suicide. And so I said I needed to have a space where people felt safe. People could come on the show and be open and honest, be vulnerable, and say what's on your mind.
And we need outlets for that.
Yeah, we
to
do.
release it, especially for black kings out here, because we really understand them, unlike no other. And also black women too, to come together. And that beautiful idea of bringing that platform and merging the two, like, okay, we're gonna sit here and just really let it out,
right?
Set it off.
Come on, we gonna
what?
Set this
No, because that is really deep, though.
Yep, I had to make something that was relatable, and hence my name is Tiffany, and the breakfast comes in because I want my show and everything that I do to feed everybody, to feed you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, even physically. I want you to feel fulfilled with hope and love and trust and honesty and faith and calmness. I want you to feel like a new person, and you get that once you are honest and committed to sticking to your truth.
That's where we get lost in the sauce in this generation, because we are not true to ourselves. How do you lead people to stay true to themselves?
I just feel like you should only be worried about what you're doing and how what you're doing is affecting others. Because when you start to compare yourself to others, you slip into that mindset of, I'm not as good as somebody else, or they're better than me, she looks this way, I don't, he loves her differently than my dude loves me, or my girl, whatever you prefer. And so if you are more focused on your purpose in life, if you're more focused on your goals, then you are able to determine what you need to do to stay true to you. So if you want to be the next America's Next Top Model, then you say, okay, that's a goal of mine. What do I think America's Next Top Model should look like? What characteristics do I already have that equate to that picture? You have to compare yourself only to you and set goals for yourself. If you feel like you are obese, don't feel like you're obese because you see other people who are smaller than you. Maybe you just feel unhealthy because you know once you go to your track record and you're like, okay, I had a Pop-Tart for breakfast, then I had 2 bags of chips, then I had a Cinnabon.
Yes, take ownership in
that. Take ownership of everything that you're doing, and you can't be worried about everybody else because then you realize you got too much you need to handle within you.
Worry about yourself. And once we realize that the true power is within ourselves, and actually when we tap into our true authentic self, game over.
Game over.
Game over. You're not gonna care what other people think about you.
That's why the power of disrespecting others. That's why disrespecting others and neglecting others and degrading others is so powerful. That's why negativity is so powerful, because once you allow that being, that spirit to overcome you, you no longer control yourself.
Ooh.
It controls you. Every decision you make is led by that negativity.
Oh, and everyone now, sometimes in this generation, is like surrounded by a dark cloud. How do you make sure that dark cloud don't get in your way?
Listen, baby, I might speak some good stuff here and there.
Yeah.
But it is extremely difficult because I found myself recently getting to a point where I'm being open and honest. I'm saying how I feel. I am trying my hardest on making sure that I'm good before others, which was a huge problem of mine, and I am still struggling with it today. But I'm also making sure that I'm taking note of the things that I'm saying and that I'm doing. So it's accountability for myself. It's great to have accountability partners, but you have to have accountability for yourself. So if I know that I am not getting up on time to go to work, if I know that I'm not studying as much as I should be for the test, then I can't complain when I failed the test. Because then it's like,
it's on you.
It's on you, sis. It's on you. And I say things to express myself and to relieve myself, but I've had a problem because saying what I feel and how I feel has been affecting others in a negative way.
Right.
Maybe I should have kept my emotions to myself.
Dang, that's a tough situation to be in, because communication is so vital.
It is.
But if you are, when people are just standoffish for communication, like, okay, I have a wall between, I don't want to hear it, I don't want to talk to you, I'm mad, I just want to be mad, I want to stay mad.
Yes, Lord.
But something got to give, and sometimes it's just better to be the bigger person. I call it being the better person, even though you're not. You don't think it's no right or wrong, because everybody wants to feel like they're right all the time. Yeah. And who cares being right? Yeah. Like, and people care about saying the last word all the time. But if you want this person in your life, hey, let's keep it peaceful between the two. Let's say our piece. Yeah. We can have disagreements all the time.
I mean, because we wouldn't have our personal opinions if we all agreed on everything. And there's no way to necessarily keep that dark cloud from hovering over you, because at the end of the day, God is always going to be by your side. He's always going to work hard. But as soon as the devil sees him making things come true for you, he's like, oh, I gotta put you down. Like, you too successful. You too happy. You're too joyful. I gotta come in. So it's like there's no way to get rid of that dark cloud, but you just gotta stay strong in your faith. You gotta walk by faith and not by sight.
True that, sis.
Period.
True that, sis. And the devil come in so many different ways. He come in a person, in the D, in a female coworker, boss, an item, materialistic item.
Let me tell you.
You got to stay away from that distraction.
You do.
You really,
because that's exactly what it is. It's a distraction, and it's kind of like, I don't know if you've seen the it's this new film on Netflix called Raising Dion, and
with Michael B. Jordan, executive produced that.
Tell you.
You know they filmed that in Atlanta. I
have a secret crush on him because Atlanta is the new Hollywood.
It's popping for black people.
This is where you should be
for black people. If you're black, you should be here.
Period. Like you should be here.
You see, we get it popping. You see, right?
But basically, at the I don't want to spoil it for nobody, but at the end,
alert.
spoiler alert. At the end, spoiler alert. You see a moment where he is talking to his son, and he's like, "Look, you conquered. I'm not even gonna spoil it all the way. You conquered this moment, but this energy is just gonna transfer." So you might have got rid of this demon, but it's coming back just in a different form.
Woo! And that reminds me, new level, new devil.
Period.
You know that's real. The higher you elevate in life, the higher you get, a new problem is going to happen.
That's true.
It's always something, right?
It's always something. And they always like to say, well, if you got a bunch of money, then you ain't got no problems. But as the rich folks say, I wouldn't know because I ain't rich.
Not yet.
Not yet. But as they like to say, more money, more problems, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then you got more things you got to pay for. Ooh. More people you employ, you got to pay. You got to cut all them checks, sis.
Yes. And you need those people, so it's like you can't even say, I'm just gonna get rid of my assistant. Oh, okay,
right? My
what
attorney.
Time was you supposed to be at that meeting?
Yes, you gotta have an attorney, a chef, you know, a chauffeur. It's so I think like a lot of people, they want that successful life, but I don't think they know what that all entails.
Yes, and how complex it is. Going to do it, you need people.
Hey, and you need your insanity. Yes. Like, you got to be built for this. Yes. I think a lot of people are not built to be that successful. You got to have tough skin as well, because a lot of people are not even tough mentally.
They're not, and that's why you have people who end up committing suicide. And all of these actors and actresses who are now strung out on drugs. They not just doing, well, some of it starts off as experimentation, but they continue doing that. They want to experiment. They just experimenting. But
dab a little bit.
A little bit, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never tried this coke. Let me do a little sniff. However, the moment they are stressed, and their album supposed to come out and they got fans criticizing them because they just posted a picture on Instagram and she got cellulite and her teeth wasn't all the way straight. It's kind of like, oh, they're eating at me. They're eating at me. They're eating at me. My cup that was half full is now half empty. That's how I'm visualizing it. So now I'm just going to choose this to at least just give me some relief right now. And then that relief right now turns into relief every day. And that relief every day turns into relief every week, every month.
Wow.
And it's a forever thing until it's kind of like you either make a decision to stop now completely or you're going to continue that and your life is going to stop.
With drugs, that should not be a way to just be an outlet for you to just release stress. There's so many things to do when you are stressed to just release it in a more positive, active way. But drug is not the way.
It's definitely not the way, but I do think sometimes people struggle with being a product of their environment. So if you have always seen people do drugs, if you have always been in a household where people have done drugs, how are you going to tell me not to do it and you've done it? It's like when your parents tell you, don't do as I do as I say. But sis, I see you do it and you good now, so
so we gonna just be fine. That's what exactly another thing, like parents telling their kids, like, oh, I need you to read a book, but you're just on your phone all day, so the kid are gonna do what you're doing. So now the kids are addicted to these tablets because these parents are addicted to their phones.
Let me tell you what I did when I was growing up, okay?
What you do, sis?
I was outside playing in the yard.
Like a child?
Like a child. Yes! Like a child.
Like a whole child over here.
Kids, man. It's just, life is just so different.
It is. And I feel like in life that we all have a calling on our life from God. For sure. So what made you actually pick up the phone and execute on your call?
Woo! That is a big one.
Oh, we do it at the bag talk
session. Lord. Okay, so I think it just goes back to how I was brought up and the things that I was exposed to. I have been in a nonprofit organization for the past 10 plus years. It's called Project Future. Shout out to Project Future.
Wow.
And we always did community service. We were always volunteering. We always had sleepovers where we would come together and we're doing vision boards, or we're talking about pain, or we're doing SMART goals. We were always being cool, but productive. And so then it started off with me losing people in my family, and one of my close friends lost her brother, and it was a sudden death. And so she started an organization called A Heart to Serve, because he always would just give his heart to anybody, literally anybody. And so we started to do volunteering and go feed the homeless. And I'm like, okay, there's no reason why you're so excited about doing this if this is not what you are supposed to be doing, if this is not in your purpose.
Wow.
And then I got into a pageant, and I never do that again. However, I connected with girls who had been through the same thing that I had been through, and we are finding ways to connect. And I'm like, I need to voice my opinion. And so I'm like, well, maybe this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And then when I start doing that, and then the Lord is sending me signs, it's kind of like, he calling the phone, you gonna pick up?
Right, it's on you.
Hello? Did you go? Yeah. And so I'm answering, and I'm like, okay, if this is what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm gonna go for it. And so I'll do it again. And I'm like, wow, my spirit, like, I could be dead tired. But if it's something for my podcast, if it's something for my On a Mission Foundation, if it's something for filming, whether it's bag talk session or not, I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's get it together. Like,
let's get it.
Put some water on your face. Let's get it together. And I do it. But then I found myself when going to college parties, or no shade, like I've been there, done that. But it's like I don't get excited about.
Don't have the energy for it.
When I was working at a company that I wasn't interested in, I'm like, ugh, it's 8:00 in the morning. I'm supposed to be there now. Like, I didn't have a drive to be on time to do this and that. I just knew it just wasn't for me.
Yes. I feel like when you wake up before your alarm clock, that's when you know you're doing something that you love. Like, the alarm clock don't even got to wake you up. You got energy just to go after it and go get it. And that's why I feel like how you said, like, when I'm not doing something that I'm in love with or I'm passionate about, I dread it. I'm late. Like, I look a hot mess. I don't care. And so, like, that's why I think we gotta walk more and just do things that sets our soul on fire.
And then people ask, like, well, how do you find your purpose in life? How do you know what that is?
How do you?
But I feel like, and I'm not shading anybody for your religion, your spiritual beliefs, but I believe in God.
But over here,
but God,
here in the back session.
I don't know what he's done for you, but my God.
Tell us your testimony, sis.
Honey, you just do not understand. So it's like, once you start getting close to him, once you start, and getting close to him doesn't just consist of praying.
And reading the Bible. Nah.
First of all, I don't know about you, but I've tried to read the Bible.
I don't even know what this says.
A couple times. I'm still trying to read the Bible. But if I do not do Bible study sessions, if I do not see a scripture to believe it, it's like people ask, well, how do you believe in God? You ain't never seen God. What? Have you ever seen Wi-Fi?
No, you didn't. But they trust Wi-Fi so much.
Trust it so much.
See, I can't relate to these, scientific people that
because people see love, they define love as, oh, he bought this for me, or he did this for me, he sacrificed this for me. But have you seen love? Have you seen love?
How we expect the light switch to come on. Yes, just different things that we just expect to happen, but then don't have the faith in the willpower to believe that God is going to make it happen in your life. Is just beyond me.
Yes, and sometimes you just have to recognize the things you see, because it's like, okay, have you seen electricity? Yeah, you may see somebody get shocked, and you actually may see the light. You see lightning. You see somebody expressing verbally how much they love somebody, and you categorize that as love. Well, I've seen me pass tests, okay? I've seen my family and I get in car accidents and survive. I have seen things, and I'm like, that can't be nobody but God. So it's just, you have to categorize him as the king and work your way to his kingdom.
Yes.
Everything you're doing here really doesn't matter if you're not doing anything that's going to get you to the kingdom. Because we all got to die one day.
Yes, and that's where the concept of bag talk session comes in, sis. You just hit it on their heads with it. Because we are in this ideal or this era where we're chasing the bag or we're in our bag. But how would you describe living in this era where the main focus is outwardly to possess the temporary pleasures in this world?
Oh, it is. You get on social media and you see some of these rappers throw money. Money's just flying in the sky. Like, oh, money falls from the sky. No, doggone well. Money don't fall from the sky. It's like you go to the stores and you need money. It's a necessity. I mean, you can't live in a house without paying bills. You can't have a pair of shoes on your feet without buying them. Like, you can't eat without purchasing the food.
We need money to survive.
You need money to survive, but I feel like that survival level has differed amongst people. And you trying to compete with them.
Because that's real out here. You trying to keep up with the next man and do what the next man is doing, and you don't even got your stuff together.
Yes, we are so drawn to showing off. We're so drawn to it. But the richest people in the world, the wealthiest people, not the richest, the wealthiest people in the world are not going out and spending $100,000 on some tires to put on their brand new Jeep. I ain't never had those
rims and all that.
Rims.
For what? What does it do?
And don't get me wrong, we all want beautiful things. I want beautiful and nice things in life.
Yes.
Will I ever purchase some spinners?
But
probably not.
But if you ain't beautiful within yourself, you don't need to be jazzing up your car. Get your spirit together first and foremost. And another thing, like the dude the founder of Amazon, you don't see him drip in all these Gucci, these name brands with these bling down. He don't got no jewelry on, and I see where the headspace is at. Baby. I'm trying to be that rich, that wealthy, where I don't even got to show my money.
Yes, I want the type of wealth that lives for generations. Like, that's like what Beyonce said, her grandkids going to be straight. Her grandkids are already straight.
Yeah.
That's the type of wealth
Three more generations.
Granted, good. Queen Bee is living, okay? They spend $100,000 on yachts in a day. They wear designer clothes, but they got to that point.
Yeah, they can.
Bootylicious. She ain't have on no Gucci belt. She ain't had no Gucci belt on in that video. Y'all know that.
Right? It's levels to it.
It is.
She about, how old is Beyonce?
Oh, my goodness. She got to be about almost 40.
So we are comparing ourselves to someone who been in this game for a century. You know, like we thinking we supposed to compete with them or be on their level. And we haven't even like clocked in on our game time. Like we still on the first quarter.
Yes.
Beyonce probably at halftime. Like she chilling.
She's retired
for fourth quarter. But like we haven't even like touched in our first quarter yet.
No.
So why are you comparing your chapter 1 with someone's chapter 29?
We're not even practicing for the game. We're not.
We ain't even ready to get in.
Right. Coach not finna put you in because you're not ready to get placed into the game.
Dang. So
you haven't practiced. You haven't built yourself up to be that level to where you need to be a part of the team.
Girl, so how do we get ready for the game?
I mean, you have to, for one, determine who you are. And that's a lifelong lesson because I'm still trying to figure out who Tiffany Renee Eli
every
is.
day. What you like and what you don't like.
What you don't like,
what you going to put up with.
You can deal with and what you're going to put up with. Yeah. What you need to do. How you need to go about things. Who you need to be inside to put out a great outside. Like, you have to figure out who you are. You have to be dedicated to doing the right things.
Ooh, that's where
emphasis on doing the right things
when no one is looking. Let me just tell y'all today, I had to throw away like just a water bottle in the trash can, and I missed the dumpster. Mm-hmm. You know, I could have just drove off, but instead I picked it up and I threw it in the dumpster. And it was also other trash that I picked up and threw it. But nobody was watching. But I just had to tell y'all that. But that's just like integrity that you have to stand. You got to do things even when no one is looking.
Let me tell you, I am 100% guilty of littering. I'm so sorry, Lord.
Girl, what you doing that for? Our environment for?
I know. It's just like sometimes when you eat a piece of gum and then you bottle the wrap up and you're like, you know, I feel bad. And I'm that's
Mother
something I need to work
don't
on.
Like you.
They don't. I'm sorry. That's something I need to work on. But I know myself. So I'm sorry. First step, know yourself. Know yourself. Know what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right. It's like I was what was I watching? I don't know if y'all know Pastor Todd. He has a session going on called Crazy Faith. And he was talking about how we ask God for things, but we don't make sure we do what we need to do to meet him where he's at.
Oh my.
So for instance,
like he a genie.
We drink and drive and then we pray, God help me get home safely. Now you know doggone well you're not supposed to be drinking and driving. We drink then drive. No, I'm just playing. No, we don't do it at all. Okay? So it's kind of like you know you're doing wrong, but you still expect him to do right by you. But you know you're doing wrong.
Girl, that's what gets me. Like, you know, when we in trouble behind the police car and we be like, God, I promise you, this is my last time. I ain't gonna do this again. I ain't gonna steal from Walmart again. I swear this is it. You know, some stuff like you know what you should be doing. You know you shouldn't be doing that. Yeah. So stop doing it.
Stop doing it, y'all.
Including me. From wrong.
Including me. You know, I drive and I have really bad road rage.
Y'all Atlanta people is crazy on the road.
We ain't got nothing on them New Yorkers though.
Girl, y'all on some other level.
North. Everybody up north, they crazy.
Girl, we know how to drive in snow.
And we don't. But we don't be having snow. We be having ice. But listen, y'all used to that or whatever, okay? We don't do that. We don't see white stuff on the ground. What is that?
What is that?
What is that? People crazy. They pull guns out and shoot you nowadays. This whole flicking off stage done disappeared.
I don't want no smoke.
They want all the smoke.
Be human with one another. How you said, have understanding with one another. You know you done this before, so take that in consideration when you see someone is doing that to you and relate to that. And don't be so hard on them.
You just gotta find things that make you joyful in life. You can't just, people are always trying to find happiness. I just want to be happy.
But that's so broad.
First of all, happiness is based off what happens.
Ooh.
If somebody dies in your life, you're not going to be happy about that. Right. Because what happened was not a happy occasion. But when somebody passes away and you find joy in the fact that they're not suffering anymore, you find joy in knowing that they did what they're supposed to do on this planet and they made it to the kingdom. That's when you have joy. You have to be realistic. We have to be realistic. Can't nobody live forever. And I know it's hard because I have lost people that are extremely close to me. I have failed exams and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to pass this class. I have been placed in positions where I don't know what I'm going to eat. I don't know when the light's going to get cut on. But I'm thankful that the light's not on right now, but I still got this roof over my head.
So much to be grateful for.
There's just so much other things to be grateful for, y'all. Why do we have to be so entitled?
That is deep.
We're so entitled.
And we think that we should have things a certain way and we should be in control of this life when God is in control of all this. And that's how you said, like, going back to like losing someone close. And we want them to be on this earth with us so long selfishly, but their time is up there. And it's on to their next chapter, but it's just so hard to let go.
It's so hard to let go. And then you have to think, well, you want them so bad to still be here, but what did you do for them, with them, while they were here?
Dang.
You have to think about that. We get to moments, first of all, don't hold grudges. Oh, y'all don't hold grudges. do not hold grudges. You will never know when somebody will be gone in the blink of an eye.
Tomorrow's not promised.
And nobody.
We say this so much, but we don't, like, it's just not going through the noggin.
Listen, I have been really guilty of a situation.
Wow, so how did you get to the place where just shutting your ego out of that whole situation?
Whew, baby. I just feel like you just start to understand life. I've been through growing, I'm starting to understand how life is. I am being more empathetic.
Yeah.
Putting myself in somebody else's shoes. Want me to just listen, or do you want advice?
And a lot of people want you to just listen, sis. I don't want you to tell me that I'm wrong. Right. Okay?
Right.
Just listen.
And that's no problem.
Yeah.
There's no problem in that. Even if you are telling me something, and in my head, I'm like, girl, you know you doggone wrong for this. Like,
right.
You know you was the problem in that situation. But if you don't want me to tell you that, then I'm not going to say that. And two, sometimes people don't want you to tell them if they're wrong or right, because half the time they know they're wrong, or they know they're right, or they're not ready to hear it. And you can say all that you want to say. If they're not ready to hear it, it's not going to translate. They're not going to understand, because they're just hearing you. They're not listening for understanding and comprehension.
Ooh, yeah.
They just hear what you say.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. So what's going later?
Right.
What's up with it though? Where you finna go?
And that's where growth has to come in. Mm-hmm. Maturity has to come in when you are willing to unlearn and relearn. Because unlearn and relearn. Yes, because even though how we were raised, we got to get out of those habits that are sometimes toxic, and we're not even aware. And now we're treating other people how we were raised, and it's not healthy for both of us. And now we're in this predicament together.
Yep. And we have to understand that everybody goes through stuff. Everybody goes through stuff, guys.
No, it's
Try
okay,
not to be as blunt and uncut as I usually am.
But it is true.
Everybody goes through stuff. Like,
it's life.
It is so life. And I've always been an open book. So I'm telling her, and then she's like, oh, well, my daddy did that.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry about that. But it's always a tit for tat with her. Always.
Dang, and that's where we need people that will not do that. Mm-hmm. Like, if I'm telling you my problem, let's talk about that. You gonna have your moment after this, sis. But everybody wanna have their moment. Like, you think you got it bad? I got it worse. Yes. Let me tell you about this. And that's how it is. But we're not competing about whose life is bad.
Why is that a competition? Why is it a competition of whose life is worse? What?
But that's the society that we live in, where everything is a competition, sis.
I'm sorry, that spoke to my heart.
Girl, and that's where having gratitude has to come in. We have to be grateful for the little things each and every day. Like, I'm just grateful you came through.
Thank you.
For the bag talk session. Just little things like this. I'm grateful we got this studio to do what it do.
Amen.
To get things done. Just the little things that we have to just show gratitude instead of just looking outward in life. Like, okay, well, I could have a new car right now, but what about the car you do got?
Woo!
Hunty.
Gratefulness is flowing.
Hunty.
Yes.
And I feel like once our peers realize that the bag is within, the chase will be over. What are some special gifts that you have in yourself?
Oh my gosh. When people ask you, like, what's your hidden talents? I'm like, oh.
Stud. But that's where it comes in, being self-aware. So your gifts.
It does come from self-awareness. I think I am a wonderful listener. I feel like all of my gifts are connected to who I am as a human being. I am a wonderful writer. So, I have dreams of aspirations of being a screenwriter one day, and I will be.
Yeah. You are. You are. Speak that to existence right now. Right now.
But yes, I'm a wonderful writer, and I am a great listener, and I feel like I give great advice. And I am very, very, very comfortable in playing devil's advocate.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Just as far as situations when people are expressing what they've been through or how this person treated them, I'm like, well, have you thought about what they may be going through? Or have you thought about why they said that, or why they did that, or why they feel that? And I feel like playing devil's advocate comes from me being abused in the relationship that I have been in. And not physically. We're all raised differently. We're all afforded different opportunities and in different situations. And how we handle situations will always be different. It's just life.
That is true.
It's just life. We just gotta suck it up and accept the fact that everybody ain't like us. Because if there's more of me in the world, let me tell you,
it will be a better place. For real. So, like, with being a good listener and a great writer, how do you tap into those gifts for people who are still trying to find their way?
Experimenting. Just experimenting.
Like this.
Yes.
Honestly.
Literally.
You gotta just make
But let me
it
tell you
shade.
something about Tara, okay? She is such a creative. She is such a creative, guys. Listen, I'm being honest right now. She is so dedicated. Like,
thank you.
Perseverance is just her second nature. She'll say things, and I'm a huge believer in whatever you say or write will come into fruition. You can speak things into reality, write things into reality. Whatever you do say or whatever you do write will happen. So when you speak negatively, like, oh, I'm broke, baby, you're financially challenged.
Change it.
Because if you say you're broke, you're going to forever be broke.
Yes.
You're just financially challenged right now, but you're going to get that stability when you need it. However, you are so big on, oh, I'm going to do it. And I love that. You got to surround yourself with people like that because they rub off on you. Wow. And so that's why I'm always with her. I'm like, rub off on me. Yes. Like, she is that person. Whatever she says she's going to do, she is going to do it. No matter what anybody says, how anybody feels, she's going to do it.
Wow.
And I commend you on that.
I appreciate you.
I really commend you on that. What was the question?
I'm
so lost. What were we talking about?
I appreciate you.
That's me off, but I had to say that. I had to say that. Oh, yes, experimenting.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, you really just got to do it. Mm-hmm. You can't make any excuses. I'm really big on no handouts, sis. You know this. I'm really at this mind frame of just making it shake and just doing it for myself. I could wait around for somebody to fund my dreams, or I could fund it myself and man up, woman up, and get another second job, and knowing that it's temporary, and knowing I'm making a sacrifice, and knowing I'm pouring it all back in instead of getting a loan out, working hard, getting out the mud myself, and just doing it. And that's just, I'm at that mentality of putting myself on, and I think that's what we got to do for our community. If we want to make a contribution to this world, we got to put ourselves out there, and we got to put ourselves on and be vulnerable to the world and show vulnerability is so strong. Show them who we are and what we think about.
I feel like, first of all, being vulnerable is in my opinion, the biggest, the best, the most amazing attribute anybody could ever have.
Ooh, it is.
Because if you are able to express what you have been through or how you're feeling and not worry about what other people are going to say, then that just is a testimony of how strong you are. Yes. How in tune with yourself you are. You don't care about what other people are going to say or how they're going to feel about what you feel or what you have done. That is strong because some people or black men, they grow up, I'm going to be an NFL player. I'm going to be the next NBA player.
When we need more, how we say, engineers, attorneys, lawyers, doctors, we need it all. We don't need just like rappers and, football players. It's so much occupations that we can dive into that we are needed, but we have to be exposed to it.
Right. My goal is always to be a jack of all and a master of some. Ooh. For one, be vulnerable. Two, be versatile.
Yes,
that is the goal.
Drop it on their heads. Drop it on their heads.
Hey. she's a rapper too.
Hey, what can I do? Yo, so we have to low key be on social media for our business to promote, to brand ourselves.
Honestly, I suck at it.
Girl, we in 2020, so internet is huge. It's huge. How do you maintain to stay centered in all the noise in the media?
Okay, first of all, I'm going to reiterate, I suck at social media.
Let them freaking know. Why do you suck, sis?
Okay, when I say I suck, I'm not consistent.
Yep, that's key. That's
Consistency is key. So as far as my business page, you'll look on that and you'll say, first of all, you'll probably be like, what did she do? Mm-hmm. Not going to lie.
Like, no.
Sorry, what did she do?
Yes, you have to post more because I was just on your pages.
I suck. But part of that is content. Content.
Creating content.
I don't have content, so I don't post. I need to create content so I can post.
Yeah. And it's so much content.
Like today, I could post this.
Yes.
I'm going to post it.
Yes.
I could do that, but I'm not creating content. But that's a part of priority too.
Mm-hmm. And making
sitting
time. Down to write your ideas down. Okay, I have to create this video. I had to take this picture. I got to market this product today. Sit down. That's what you have to do. Sit down and write it out and knock it out. And who cares? And that's what I had
write
to
it out, knock it out.
That's
part. That part.
Yo, I had to get out of the mind frame of like, okay, I don't want to be annoying to the people that follow me on social networks. Like, I don't want to post too much. You know what? You gonna see it if you see it. I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna put myself out there. I just have to be vulnerable like that. Mm-hmm. I had to stop caring about what other people gonna think and stop over analyzing every little thing. Because yesterday I posted like just a challenge. I literally did that spontaneously. But that's how you gotta be, sis. Don't even overthink it like, oh, it doesn't look right, or the color, the contrast of the page. F it, sis. Post it.
This is the type of encouragement I need because for one, I'm a Virgo. And Virgos are very, very meticulous, okay? We like perfection, which is a problem. Oh my gosh, it's such a problem. And people are like, no, you like things to be a certain way, and this isn't that, and it has to be this, and I like iron clothes, and da-da-da. Listen. Sometimes, like you said, you have to just go for it, okay?
Just do it. Put yourself out there.
And that's my problem. I know it. I'm recognizing it. I'm taking ownership of it. And I'm trying. I'm trying.
Do it.
Am I trying hard enough? No.
Right.
But I am trying, and the first step is recognizing it. And
admitting. Right, admitting. Yeah.
And I admit it, and I have her along with my friend Kiki.
Yes.
Shout out to her business, Little Pink Rose. Body butters on deck.
Yes. Shout them out. Yes. Black excellence.
Period.
Girl.
But if it wasn't for y'all, like, I would be worse off because they are always telling me, like, just do it, Tiff. Just do it.
And who cares? Okay, if you get 1 like or 100 likes, it don't matter. They gonna see it, and they gonna wake up eventually, but let them sleep. And that's how I feel. I'm gonna just let y'all sleep because trust me, we gonna go up. We gonna keep going up. It only takes one person to change the whole game for you. All these other people that's not even adding to your fire, adding to your flame, it's okay, let them watch. But that one person, that quality person that believe in you like you believe in yourself, they gonna put you in a position, fund your dream, invest into you, give you the money that you really need, put you in a platform that for other people to push you and to see you more.
Come on, platform.
Girl, that's all it takes.
That's all it takes. And let me tell you, she said she not here for handouts. I'm here for handouts. If you gonna hand it to me, I'm gonna accept it. Okay? But you have to know what to do with it once it's handed to you.
Yeah.
And you have to know how to keep it in your hands.
Yes.
That's the key.
Yes.
If I'm gonna give you $50 and invest in you, in order for me to give you 100, the next time you have to make that 50 and turn it to 100, and then I'll give you 200 the next time.
Flip it. You
Flip
know,
it and dip it.
Right? Yes. Oh, trust me, I don't block my blessings, sis.
Period. Cool.
But we don't beg.
We don't beg for nothing.
Oh, yeah. You're not going to see me out in the corner.
I beg the Lord all the time. Not going to lie.
You're not going to see me out in the corner holding up a sign saying I need money. I'm gonna go work for mine and I'm gonna get it out the mud.
And I feel like as far as social media is going back to your question of how or what do I do and how do I stay grounded, if you look at my personal page, I feel like it is a big reflection of who I am.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you. So, like, you'll see, first of all, I've never been, quote unquote, a bad bitch. Okay?
Same.
I've never been a bad bitch.
Right, that's not.
I don't have
that's
that
not the goal.
resting face and people just pose and it's like
Pose.
no.
Pose.
I'm that smile girl.
Yeah,
Every picture I'm
that's
smiling.
beautiful. I like that, and
Thank
that
you.
shows like your spirit.
Yes, and my character. You'll look at my page and like, oh, she did this for her birthday. Oh, she went out so much with them.
Yes.
Oh, da 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 da. Oh, da da da. Like you'll see who I am, and then you go to some pages and you see who they are, but for yourself, go to your own page, analyze it, and you think to yourself, if you were anybody, a variety of people, what would you think about you? So like when people who are hiring you ask for your social medias, I don't put my stuff on private. If you cannot hire me with what you see, then I don't need to be hired.
Right.
If I am some big time law office and I am following you and you are booty butt naked at the strip club throwing money, probably not going to hire you.
Right.
However, if you have on a bathing suit and you're at the beach with your family, you're at the beach.
Yes.
I expect you to be in a bathing suit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's context, it's the setting of the situation that changes everything.
Yes, but I like how you show your true self all down the TL. And that's how, because you're going to show the growth. Like, oh, you're going to look back at a year or two and be like, dang, old Tiff, I still stand firm in those same beliefs, those same morals, but I'm constantly growing, I'm constantly elevating, and just showing people that it's part of growth. Like, this is like, we're not overnight success. Yeah. You're going to see this from the ground bottom to, you're going to think this is bootleg now, but then watch how it's just elevate. Yes. You feel me? Yes. So just, and that shows how true it is and how reachable you are. Like, it's accessible, it's possible.
It is. At the end of the day. It's possible. It's possible. You just have to make sure, again, that you know who you are and you are staying true to who you are and you are advertising you. Don't advertise somebody else. Yeah. You see somebody else being a hot model on Instagram, and then you're like, oh, let me take my shirt off and toot to the left. Oop, doop. Like, right. No, you're advertising her and not you. That's not what you want to do.
Yes, that's so true. Girl, I feel like we all came here to leave an imprint on this world.
Yes.
What kind of imprint do you want to leave on this world?
In words of the late, great Benjamin E. Mays, because I went to Mays High School, the best APS high school.
Shout them out.
Ever. Okay? Straight from the hill, baby. Our school motto was a legacy to keep and an image to uphold. And
repeat that?
A legacy to keep and an image to uphold.
Legacy
and that literally sticks with me all the time. And of course, you know, I learned it through going to that school, but I mean, it just goes back as far as the Instagram. I want to build a brand that is consistent amongst the years, that is relatable amongst the years, that is authentic amongst the years. I want people to not see it and judge it because of what it looks like. I want them to see it and judge it because of what it does. I want them to say this brand really does promote emotional healing, physical healing, mental healing. I want them to say that this brand really fed people spiritually. I want them to say that whatever this brand is doing now, it can do in 100 years. Yes. I want to make sure that whatever I put out there is a seed for a beautiful forest and that continues to grow. It's like people say, okay, well, if you want to plant the seed and you want it to grow, you got to make sure you plant the right seed. And I'm like, yeah, that's my goal. I want to plant the right seed. And I want that tree to grow. And no matter if the leaves fall off or not, I want the stump to still be there. Because we're going to get to times where we get obstacles that we feel like we can't jump over, or we're in a maze that we're stuck in, we can't find our way out. It's going to happen. It's natural. It's life. But if you have planted a seed and created a foundation that is so strong, if that stump is the biggest stump in the forest and it grows tall, and it has limbs that fall on the ground and vines that go through the ground and create other trees, it is going to continue. There's no way that it can be dead officially if it's not a natural disaster, such as an earthquake or something like that. And if an earthquake happens or whatever happens, that's God. That's God saying that it's enough of that. But that's my goal. I want to make sure that I create a legacy to keep and an image to uphold that all of my family could be a part of, all of my friends could be a part of, the entire world becomes my family and friends, and we're not ashamed of.
Yes, I love that tip.
Thank you, man.
I love that tip. And I just love you. Like,
love you too.
You are amazing. And how we close out Bag Talk session is with a game called Fill in the Bag.
Oh, shit.
So,
sucking games unless
right. So, fill in the bag is basically like fill in the blank. I'm going to start it, you going to finish. Ooh. You can do a run-on sentence. You can do one word. However you feel, sis. Let it speak from your soul.
Taking a sip of my drink.
Sip it up.
Sip it
up. Just let me know when you ready.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go for it.
Black women are
powerful, authentic, one of a kind.
Woo! Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Instagram will be better if
there were no options to comment. Instagram would be better if we could only
your mama. Right. And not even show the likes, honestly, no more. Because motherfuckers
just post the picture.
Yes. I think that's what bring creativity back, when people can just post without caring about if you're going to get enough likes. Yo, just post it. Being in your spiritual bag can lead you.
Can lead you to a life full of spiritual healing. Spiritual healing, faith, love. I could just keep going on.
Keep going. It could be a run-on sentence.
Let me tell you, it could just be amazing. It could be joyful. It could be peaceful. Peace.
Oh, peace.
Peace is hard to come by.
Yes.
It can't be bought.
Yes. Once you have peace in your life, that's a true success to me.
Yes.
And this is the last question, last fill in the blank. Bag Talk session is.
It is a necessity. Okay? That's what Bag Talk session is. It's a necessity.
Let's go! Man, thank you so much,
Thank you for having me, y'all. I hope you enjoyed.
Yes, can you please let us know where we can find you, your products, your business, all that. Drop it on their head.
Listen. You can follow me on Instagram, myself personally, at My Name is Tiff. Simple. My name is Tiff. Spelled just like my name is Tiff with 3 F's.
Break it down.
Yes.
We're going to write it below.
Write it below. 3 F's, that's it, and 3 F's. And
People
you can follow my business page at Tiffany Renee, the brand. That is TiffanyRenee. Okay? Tiffany Renee, the brand.
Yes.
You can follow those too. And if you need to email me, you can email me at tiffanyreneethebrand@gmail.com. Get in contact with me, baby. If you want to come on my podcast, we could do that too.
Oh, yes.
Do that too.
And where can we find your podcast?
Breakfast with Tiffany is the name. It's on all platforms. So Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. It will be on YouTube soon.
Yes.
But it's currently on SoundCloud, Spotify, Radio 1, Anchor.
That. all that. And that's that bag talk for you today. Wow, this was an amazing session, too.
I really enjoyed this.
Thank you.
Really
Come back to the money couch. Come back to the money couch.
Come back. Pull up. Remix the song.
Yes. Thank you so much for tuning in to Bag Talk Session. We're going to be back with another one. Let's go. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Bill.